And we are live, folks. Welcome to the Sit Down Standard, the podcast celebrating all the amazing things you can do while sitting, whether it's enjoying movies, watching television, or playing games. I am one of your hosts, David Bray. I'm joined, as always, by Gerald Bales.
Hi.
And Gerald Bales. Where is he? Is he hiding? No. It's just going to be a me and Gerald show today.
Gerald and I.
Really? Already? Already off with a good foot. Oh, by the way, at the beginning of every show, I always want to say this. If you don't already know and you're listening to the podcast via our audio services, including SoundCloud, Stitcher Radio, or on iTunes, you can check out our podcast. We do a live Periscope broadcast of our podcast. I always like saying that.
On a little Q&A beforehand.
Yeah, on Periscope. And then you can watch us live. We'll answer some questions. We talked about how we like our bacon, and what else? We talked about
getting wet in Mexico.
Hey, there you go.
Great stuff there.
There you go. And you can also check out, of course, if you're listening to the audio version, go check out the video version on YouTube.
So you can see what our gorgeous faces look.
Yeah, of course. We got faces for radio. So definitely check that out. But before we start with anything else moving forward in this podcast, we got to start with the same thing we start with every show. What you doing? What you doing? What you doing? That was pretty good. That was all right. Okay, Gerald, since it's just you, what you doing?
A couple things this week. Wife and I went to Disneyland.
How was that?
We went to Tuesday and Wednesday we went there. Wednesday and Thursday we went there. It was good. They have the Season of the Force going on right now.
Season of the Force? That's a lame name.
No, it's cool, you know.
They just call it The Force Awakens. That would have been like, why? The Season of the Force?
It makes sense because they're putting all the Star Wars stuff in Tomorrowland while they're building out Star Wars Land. I'd assume it's going to be there until Star Wars Land opens in a few years. But it's really cool. They, do you remember the Inventions building where they had like the Home of the Future?
I hated that.
Well, it's all gone now.
Good.
Well, the building's still there, but all the Home of the Future stuff is all gutted out, and now it's just Star Wars stuff, and then they have the Marvel stuff upstairs.
I always wonder with that kind of stuff, like who gets that? You know, like when you work at a movie theater, you get all the cool promotions.
Who gets like the 200 digital picture frames that hanging around that house? Where'd Asimo go?
Yeah, exactly. Where's he at?
Yeah.
So he's in someone's living room.
Yeah.
He's an icebreaker. So, okay. First things first. You guys decided not to get season passes this year, right?
Right. Yeah. We just got, I went just for Wednesday and Sarah went Wednesday and Thursday.
Okay, some background. Your wife used to work at the parks.
She used to work. She's worked at Disney World and Disneyland.
Okay, so both coasts.
For their college programs. Yeah.
But did the tickets go up? Because I know you said the season passes went up.
Yeah, I think season passes now for the premium annual pass. I want to say it's like $700, $800 with parking. It could be over $1,000 at this point. I don't know. It's just a lot of money. Looking up on the website.
But it's like it's like $200 to go to both parks for a day.
Yeah, well, we just did Disney. We didn't go to Disney California Adventure. There wasn't really anything we were interested in looking there because there's no really new stuff. A lot of stuff is closed now because it's refurbishment time. It's the down season. So we only went to Disneyland for Wednesday and Thursday.
Okay, and so you went to the Season of Force. Tell me what's there.
So Season of the Force, they added a bunch of stuff to Tomorrowland. So they did a couple things. They added to Star Tours, the new Star Tours, they added a Jakku section, which is freaking awesome.
So how many do they have now? Because they already had like 3 or 4 different ones.
Different planets and stuff. But so they split it up where they have an intro part, right? They have an intro
this is
planet.
my first time doing this. Yeah.
Have you ridden the new Star Tours?
Yeah, I've ridden the most. Yeah.
So the Jakku one is just one of the intro ones, and then they have instead of Akbar or Leia in the middle, they have BB-8 now that talks to you, which is kind of cool.
Boo. And
then the last bit, they don't have any Force Awakens stuff for that. But anyway, so the first part is Jakku, which is really cool. You fly into, when Finn and Rey are flying around and stuff away from the TIE fighters. That's where you kind of jump in.
Oh, that's cool. You get to go through the Down Destroyer?
Yeah, and they have Finn there. He's like, Star Tours, what are you guys doing here? And it's like John Bogoe and stuff.
Oh, it is?
That's really cool. Yeah,
that's cool. That's super cool.
Yeah, so they have that bit. It looks really awesome. And then BB-8 comes. He's all talking to R2. He's like, we need to get this rebel spy to the rebellion, whatever, to help him out. And then it's funny. C3 was like, no, we're not going to go. We're not going to go. And of course, we go.
That's cool.
So they added that. That's really cool. To the Inventions building I mentioned, they gutted out all the stuff from House of the Future and the Asimo Theater and stuff. And now they have meet and greets with Boba Fett, Chewbacca, and Kylo Ren.
Yeah, I saw the picture of Chewbacca. It's okay.
No, it's actually really cool. So, like, they take you in and they have, obviously, it's all thematic and everything. But it's cool. I was wearing a Kylo Ren shirt.
Nice.
And, if you've seen the movie, but it was just awkward. It was like, oh, sorry, I'm wearing a Kylo Ren shirt. This is kind of weird. But
yeah, that would make it awkward.
Exactly.
Did they play up onto the person in the shirt?
Yeah. He pointed at my shirt and he can make Chewie sounds.
Oh, he can do that.
It's a voice box, yeah. And he pointed, he's like, what? And it's like a shorter version.
That's
so
cool.
He's like, sure. But yeah, it's really cool how they interact. The Kylo Ren one was, so that's cool. And then the Boba Fett one is kind of cool because you go in there, you're like, hey, Boba, what's going on, man? He's just like looking at you, just walking around. And he totally fits the character. Just kind of awkwardly stands next to you. Can't really touch him.
That's cool.
The Kylo Ren one was awesome though, because you go in there and he's like, stand here. Like he sounds like the Adam Driver voice and all that stuff. Cool. It is so cool. And I'm like, I have you on my shirt. Like, I'm a huge fan. He's like, stop. Stand here. And he's just like,
that's awesome.
He walks around with his fist clenched and he's just like, stuff.
That's awesome. That's super cool. That's cool. That's got to be so much fun.
Yeah, it's cool.
Is the dude who plays in the Chewbacca costume, is he gigantic? Is he
he's tall, yeah.
He's like 6'6" or something? Yeah. That's awesome. Very cool.
And then they of course have like a little
Did you get an autograph?
No autographs. But they have some props from the movie, so they have like the stuff from Force Awakens, like they have a full-size replica of Rey's speeder, which is kind of cool. Some different lightsabers from all the different people throughout all their different properties and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And of course they have a gift shop where you can buy Star Wars stuff.
Whoa, wow.
They sell like full movie replica outfits now. Like you can buy a full Darth Vader everything. It's like $3,500 or something ridiculous.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But Disneyland's never sold big stuff like that. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. So that's what they did with Innoventions, and then the Space Mountain ride. They changed to a. I'm blanking on what's.
First of all, I love Space Mountain. But
Space Mountain's really good. I'm blanking on what they call it now, but it's like Star Wars themed. So you're like in an X-wing fighting the Death Star and stuff. That's cool. So yeah, that's pretty cool. They have a bunch of Star Wars themed beverages and food at Tomorrowland Terrace. We got this little BB-8 sipper, where you drink out of and stuff.
Hey, didn't you? We have a popcorn tin of R2-D2. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they had like a TIE Fighter popcorn tin and stuff. It was like $28.
Yeah, of course it was.
Not gonna get that, but.
Now, when is this all backed up to where the new Star Wars land is supposed to be, or is it kind of in a different area of the park?
It's Tomorrowland. It's totally in a different area because Star Wars Land is going to be past where Critter Country is. So when you're going like to Splash Mountain, and then there's that barbecue place, and then that Pooh ride and stuff. It's going to be like that's where one of the entrances, as far as I know, is going to be.
Cool.
So it's on the other end of the park, but they didn't say when the whole season of the Force stuff is going to end.
I think I thought it was March.
Oh, did they say?
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know. I'd assume they'd push this until Star Wars Land's open because they have movies for every year coming out until then.
Yeah, I was reading something about the new movie coming out. What's it called? Rogue One, and how Star Wars Story. They were talking about that they think it's not that it's not gonna do well, but it's just not gonna meet. Obviously, the expectation is of Episode 7, but it's just not gonna. Okay, so here's your problem, right? Let's say you're a kid, right? You saw Episode 7. You love Episode 7. You love all the original ones. Okay, this one has nothing to do with all the cool new characters you just met.
Right.
And there's no Jedis.
Right.
It's a little bit of a tough sell. You know what I mean?
If you're a real fan, you'll
know.
No,
I know. I want to see it because
I get what you're saying with the general audience. They're like, what is this all about? It's more filling in those gaps of the story that us... nerdy fans are just like, how did they get the Star Wars plans,
Yeah, how did they get the Death Star plans? Yeah, it'll be interesting. I think who's the director you said? It's the guy who did Godzilla?
Gareth Edwards, I want to say.
Yeah, so it should be good. I mean, at the end of the day, we talked about this, if it's Ocean's 11 in space, because it's supposed to be a heist.
Yeah,
that's awesome. So if it's that, it'll be good.
Down for that, yeah. And it has, supposedly it has Wedge in it and all that kind of stuff. So there's still characters that we know of, just not the new stuff, obviously.
All right. So you had some get off my lawns about Disneyland. I
did. Okay.
So what is your beef with Disneyland?
It's not necessarily just Disneyland, just maybe stuff on the trip there. All right.
Okay, so it's not even Disneyland. It's you. Okay, yeah. All right.
So you're familiar with the drive to Disneyland, right?
Yes.
We take the 15. If you're not familiar with Vegas or anything, you take just pretty much one freeway almost all the way to Orange County, and then you kind of split it from there. But and then on the way back. So on the way back,
Californians, what is it? Take the 15 to the 10 down to
get off of La Cienega. You don't want to take the 110. It's always been... Anyway. So on the freeway, there's just one freeway. Take that from the Vegas to California. It's only one way to go.
Yeah.
There are these billboards for Peggy Sue's Diner.
I know Peggy Sue's Diner.
Peggy Sue's Diner and Alien Jerky that you can buy in bakery. And there's like at least maybe 10, 15 billboards there and on the way back.
Okay.
For these two places, right?
Okay.
And my thing is, one, who goes to these places? I've been to Baker a bunch of times because that's a normal fill-up spot. Never been inclined enough to get the jerky. Never. I don't even like beef jerky. Maybe that's my problem.
I love beef jerky. But go ahead.
Second, Peggy Sue's Diner. We've passed by it. Obviously multiple times. It doesn't look that great. It looks like a gross truck stop diner.
Well, that's what it is. I mean, it's called Peggy's Diner.
So these billboards cost money. They must, right? You rent out the space.
I think they might own them. That might be why they don't care.
Really?
I don't think it's like, because who else is going to buy one out
That's
there?
what I'm saying. Like, you see billboards for casinos and stuff, and those rotate all the time, but you see a ton of billboards for Peggy Sue's Diner and for Alien Jerky. And I'm just wondering, like, how much money could they possibly make to keep these billboards here? Like, what's their marketing budget? And then how do they meet that budget with the amount of people that go to these places?
What's your marketing budget?
Yeah.
No, those places are... okay, the Alien Jerky place, that place is good.
Really?
Yeah, it's actually good jerky.
What's so special about the jerky?
It's alien.
I'm assuming it's beef.
It's made of alien.
All right. There you go.
No, it's they just have a bunch of alien memorabilia. There's a place, if you go in between, there's a place in between here in Albuquerque. My wife's from Albuquerque, so we travel to Albuquerque pretty often. And there's Meteor Crater. There's a giant meteor crater that you can go visit.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. And I always want to go, but they make fun of me because they're like, once you see
a hole in the ground.
It's one of those, it's those, what are they called? They're called like tourist traps.
Yeah.
But it's super cool because it's super corny. Like they have a video that they play, like an instructional video. You know, it's like, it reminds me of the Phil Hartman character from Simpsons where he's like, hi, I'm blah, blah, blah from blah, blah, blah.
You might McClure,
yeah, Troy McClure. You might remember me from such episodes as, but anyways, they have that video and it's like totally filmed from like the 1990s. Bad. It's got the tracking issue in it that runs. It's awesome. So I enjoy that part of it because it's so, it doesn't,
cheesy.
Yeah, it's so cheesy. So there is a little bit of that. That's why those places are fun to go to. It reminds me of, Dumb and Dumber when he's like, what's the soup du jour? And she's like, that's the soup of the day. He's like,
I'll have that.
That sounds good. I'll have that. It's super, yeah. But there's a couple places, because if you don't go to those places, I guess truckers probably primarily go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess if they own the billboards, that would make more sense. But I would just assume that they're rented. I'm just like, how much money are they spending on these
marketing?
Billboards? Yeah, they're marketing.
No, they have to own them, because that's why they don't change. They probably just bought a spot out there.
Gotcha. Got another thing here.
Okay.
David, on the freeway, when there's no traffic, what is the left lane of the freeway for?
That's the fast lane, sir.
All right. What is the left, or what is the fast lane used for?
Passing people.
All right.
Okay.
No one understands what the freaking left lane of a freeway is.
Yeah. Are people passing on the right? Is that what you're doing? Or
no, they just sit there in the left lane and drive. You know, when you're going on the 15, you're going to go at least 75 miles an hour. I was almost at 90 the whole way.
I was going to say.
But you know, and you're cruising in that left lane. You know, and
we don't condone breaking the law, by the way.
No, of course not. But everybody does it. You know, peer pressure. Just do it. But anyway, so like people sit in that lane and drive 60, 65, you know, well below the speed limit or right out the speed limit. Get out of the way.
No, I have
get out of the way and let people drive.
I have a funny story to tell
Almost
you.
Almost
done. Okay,
so
keep going.
Going up on this Prius, of course. And and normally people be like, "Oh, someone's coming up on me. I'm going to
get over to
out
the
the
right."
Way.
Yeah.
They don't. They just sit there and I'm flashing my brights. I'm like, "Get out of my way."
You're a jerk.
Because I don't want to slam on my brakes. Get out of the way.
That's your get off the lawn? Someone who drives slow? Now, I have
another one.
Okay, I have a good one.
All right.
I got a ticket for driving too slow when I was 16 years old. No joke.
You loser.
I know.
Who drives too slow at 16?
Okay, here we go. Here's the story. I used to work at an outlet mall, which is at the south end of town, and you have to pass, in Vegas, you have to drive past all of the hotels, you know, MGM, New York, Bellagio, before I get home.
Is that one where the Bose store is at?
Yeah, when I worked at Bose. Yeah. So it was like a Labor Day weekend. It was a Friday night. And I worked at the mall for a period of time, and I know on Friday nights what everybody does when they're driving in town to come to their hotel. They're like, oh crap, this is the exit, and they slam on their brakes and they slide to the right.
Right.
So I'm in the far left lane, and so I slow down because I know that's going to happen. It's Labor Day weekend, it's busy, I know. So I'm going 58.
Ugh.
Boo! Get pulled over. Cop comes up and doesn't like walk up, like kind of like jostles up real quick. And I'm like kind of rolling down this is my old car. This is back in the day, my 92 Mazda 626, rolling down the window. And before I almost get halfway down, he goes, what's the reason for going 58 and a 65? And this is the dumb kid in me, because I'm like 16 and I go, are you kidding me? That's what I said to the cop. And I was like, okay, you're getting a ticket. Whatever it is, you're getting a ticket or you're getting arrested. Gives me a ticket for going 58 and a 65.
Which one? That is a dick move on the cop part. It should just be like, hey, you're going slow. This is the fast lane. Just move over. Why weren't you moved over, by the way?
Well, because I knew people were going to slam on their brakes anyways. I was preventive driving. Anyways, I should be awarded for that. Anyways, funny story. I fight the ticket, obviously, as a 16-year-old. I go to the judge. I have this whole speech like, I'm a 16-year-old.
I'm trying to be a safe driver.
I'm trying to be a safe driver. I was coming home from work that I work part-time because I'm trying to help the economy. Like, this is private.
Trying to help the economy. I'm a good taxpayer.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make up whatever, right? I dress nice. I get in front of the judge and he's like, do you understand why you got the ticket? I was like, well, yeah, I understand it's impeding traffic. And he's like, get the hell out of my courtroom. He's like, if more kids came in here with driving too slow tickets, I would be happier.
Yeah.
So anyways, the good news about that is, every parent that I would drive with my friends all the time. And when you're a kid and you're 16 and your mom or your friend's mom's like, hey, you can't drive with them alone. But I was like, I got a ticket for driving too slow. Like, David can drive. David's a great driver.
A granny driver.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it was a terrible, terrible thing. I can't believe at that time that I got, but I know why I got it. And he even goes, she's like, oh, you were fiddling with the radio. And I wanted to be like, it's one of those things like when your boss is having an argument with you, it's like, there's no, like, why argue back?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
even if at the end they're going to be like, you know what, you're right. Like, no cop is ever going to say that. So I was just like, I was already screwed at the point when I got pulled over. So anyways, last get off my lawn about your Disney
so
trip.
other stuff at Disneyland, they have, it's a 60th anniversary going on right now.
See,
and it'll probably go on for the next 3 years because that's just how Disney does it.
Everything's an anniversary.
Exactly. But they have a couple new shows. They have this new parade, which is actually really cool. It's called Paint the Night, I want to say. Sarah can correct me if I'm wrong. But it's almost like the new electrical parade. So it's a bunch of parades that only happens at night, and it's a bunch of LEDs going on. It's really cool. And then after that, they did a fireworks show, and I'm blanking on the name of the fireworks show, but it's really great. They have projections on the Main Street buildings, that are in time with the show. It's really cool.
Yeah.
But this is a thing that people do now, and they record their show on their phones.
Yeah.
And I do not, for the life of me, understand why people do this. One, it's packed full of people.
Yeah.
So you're looking at the fireworks show, and there's like these bright screens in front of you. That's annoying. Two, I go to Disneyland probably 3 times a year.
Yeah.
I go there pretty often, but I assume not everyone goes to Disneyland that often.
Right.
Sometimes you're saving money for 5 years to go to Disneyland for a few days, and it's a big thing, big vacation, and you're looking at this moment, right? This fireworks show that you're going to experience once in these 5-10 years through a screen.
Yeah.
And you're not looking at the show, you're literally looking at the show through your phone, and you're just not. You're trying to create a memory here, and you're creating a memory through your phone. It's stupid.
Yeah.
3 things. Your recording sucks. Like, everybody's recording sucks.
Right.
If you want a recording of the show, just Google that crap on YouTube. You're going to find a way better, more professional recording of the show if that's what you really want.
Yeah, but it's your memory. I agree. I think too many people have memories through viewfinders.
Yeah, and you're never going to see that video again. You're never going to be like,
Yeah.
look at this show I went to. You're going to show it for 10 minutes to somebody. No, keep watching. Nobody cares.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just annoying.
Yeah, no one wants to watch your home video of your trip. Nobody ever enjoys. Only it's fun for you.
Yeah.
So at that point, I don't care.
But it's just like live the memory, but like be in the moment, watch the show with your eyeballs, soak that into your brain in the moment, and be, wow, that's so cool, instead of like, oh, that was a cool shot on my phone, because it's not. It's
not the same. Yeah, you're right. No, I get it. That's
my other get off the lawn moment.
Okay. I have a thing with Disney. I don't like that they constantly have too many like stacking of celebrations and special events.
Well,
it's
like they have the anniversary. I think they did have a 55th anniversary. They do it like every 5
That
years,
makes
but then the anniversary celebration lasts for like 3 years. But you got to sell that merch, man.
Yeah, you got to sell all those 60th anniversary. I don't know what they're called. Those things that light up.
Yeah, speaking of Disneyland, we were in the obviously Tomorrowland. Now every single store in Tomorrowland is selling Star Wars stuff, obviously.
Yeah.
But it just reminds me of Spaceballs. Yogi's like, merchandising.
Exactly.
Where the real money is made. And they have Star Wars everything. But it is cool seeing now a lot of people. Obviously, you have a lot of the nerds that wear Star Wars stuff, but you see, little kids wearing Star Wars stuff. It's so cool. You see hot chicks wearing Star Wars stuff, which is something you don't normally see.
Yeah.
So everyone is in the whole Star Wars spirit, and hopefully they're going to be in for the next 5 years. But that's really cool.
That's what I said. It's the best time to be a nerd.
Yeah.
I don't think you'll get picked on as much. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you still get picked on
As a kid?
Yeah,
Maybe.
I would think.
What's your little girls wearing like Ray shirts and stuff? You're like, that's so
awesome.
Freaking
yeah,
cool.
that's super cool. We talked about this since we talk about board games all the time. Ray got left out of the Star Wars Monopoly, right?
Yeah, not just Monopoly, but she got left out of a lot of toys where you could like buy a set of toys, and Ray's not in that
What
set.
the hell,
and it's
man?
just like,
Come
and
on.
they're like Hasbro, publicly said it's like we wanted to avoid spoilers in the movie.
She's in the
But like she's in the promotional everything. She's the main character of that movie over anybody else.
And who cares if you spoil it? You're not unless
You're not spoiling anything.
Yeah. Oh, I remember back in the day, like video games that were based off of like movies would always spoil the movie. So like I would avoid that until I watched the movie. They don't do that
Not
anymore.
the case anymore now.
That
was all my stuff that I had
for Disney.
Yeah.
Oh no, you got something else here. The other thing I wanted you to talk about, because you sent me while you were out in California, you started playing the new game.
Yeah, so it's a new game that came out called The Witness. It's out on PS. Why are you laughing?
Because your drawings look like a beautiful mind. So he just pulled up on his iPad. He's got a bunch of drawings because it's a puzzle game.
Second. Yeah, so
I'll put it up on the video.
Oh, okay. It's out on PS4 and PC only on Steam.
Yeah,
and it's $40, and I highly recommend everybody go get this game. It's a puzzle game. Most of the puzzles revolve around one simple. It's a line puzzle. I mean, if you guys are on YouTube, you can see this, but maybe David will put it up.
Yeah, I'll put it up.
But it's all based off line puzzles, but the puzzles get more and more difficult, obviously, throughout the game. There's over 600 puzzles in the game. You don't have to solve all of them just to do the main story, but it is story-driven. You're pretty much thrown onto this island, and you go in this direction, then there's a puzzle, and you just go from there. There's no there are voiceover parts of the game, but there's no words, there's no anything that kind of moves you into which direction. You're just kind of thrown on this island with these puzzles, and you go from there.
A lot of people are calling it kind of a successor to the game Myst, right?
Kind of, yeah. It's definitely like that open world adventure game. But I mean, what's different about Myst is like Myst, you collect. Didn't you have an inventory?
Yeah, you had an inventory system.
You don't have that in this. You're just doing puzzles.
But you learn. I have not played the game, but my understanding is that as you go through the puzzles, you learn new ways to solve puzzles that you will later then apply to puzzles you can't get that are kind of inaccessible for lack of a better term.
Yeah, and it doesn't really tell you where to go. So again, you're just kind of thrown on this island. If you go, and everyone kind of takes their own path, but if you go, right, on this path, and you'll come across something, you're like, what does this symbol mean on this puzzle? And some people kind of brute force it, but if you don't know it, it's easier just to kind of skip it and just keep walking. And you'll eventually figure it out and come across it later.
Now,
where you're taught what that symbol means.
This is from the same designer,
Jonathan Blow,
who is, I think he's a real smart guy, but he comes off. I've watched interviews.
He's kind of a weirdo.
He's a really arrogant guy, but I also think he's just really intelligent. Like,
yeah, he's a real smart guy. He's the guy who came out with Braid, who kind of really that game kind of started this whole new wave of indie games.
Well, I would say like indie puzzle-y kind of games. Did you play Braid or not?
I did. I did not. It was too hard for me, honestly. I'm too
really? I love that game.
No, it was fun until a point where I'm like, I cannot for the life of me figure this out.
Yeah. The reason I do love puzzle games, and I think it's also board games why I like it, it's that moment of like, I'm never going to get this. I'm never going to get this. And then you walk away from it maybe, or you go do a different puzzle like in this game, and you come back and you get it, and you literally feel like you're the smartest person in the entire world. You're like, no one is smarter than me. I know what Einstein feels like, but all you did is solve this stupid puzzle.
And I've definitely had those moments. And I've also had moments where like I'm stuck on this puzzle like for an hour and a half. And then I'll go, Sarah, can you look at this puzzle for me? Like, because Sarah's so good at these puzzle games, and even like if she's just thrown into the middle of it, she'll figure it out just like that.
That's cool.
Or even just stepping away from it, I'll go get lunch, come back, and I'm like, oh, it's right there in front of me.
Fresh set of eyes.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like the solution's right there in front of you. It's just think about it, figure it out. And what's also cool too is you can't really cheat on this game. I mean, you can go online and find the solution of a said puzzle, but the way this game teaches you of how to solve the puzzles, if you just cheat on one puzzle, you're going to be disadvantaged later in the game or any part of the game when
you're learning a skill, you're not learning a solution.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you might as well, if you're going to cheat on one or two puzzles, you might as well cheat on the rest of the game because you're never going to figure that out on your own. And that's
game looks gorgeous too, by the way.
Yeah, it's really pretty looking. Playing on my Mac, I can't really play on high, but really pretty looking. I like the aesthetic of the game. Very colorful. That kind of plays into some of the puzzles too. But yeah, it's just really unique.
How far do you think you are?
I have...
Because I've heard this game takes like 40, 50 hours to beat and then like 100 hours to do everything.
Yeah, if you just want to do story stuff, yeah, I've heard anywhere from 30 to 40 hours just to do the story stuff for a puzzle game. Yeah.
That's insane.
Yep. I think I have over 200 solved. I want to say, what did I text?
I think it was, somewhere around there, 170 something.
I had like 200.
Oh, never mind.
217, something like that. But yeah, there's supposed to be 600, so I'm not even really scratching the surface. And I feel like I'm to that part of the game where I'm like, okay, I'm almost done with the story bit.
You've played that much?
I think so.
You've played 40 hours of this game?
No, I don't know. No. I don't know how many hours I'm into this game. I'm just saying, playing the game, I think I'm almost 3/4 of the way through story-wise. 'Cause that's what it feels like.
Right. You can kind of feel
I
like
don't
it's
really know.
the third act or it's the beginning of the third act.
Yeah, because
or
there's
something.
these.
Don't spoil anything.
This isn't spoiler, but there are sections of puzzles that and when you solve a section
Shoots
of
a
this
light
island,
up.
it shoots a light into the middle, and then when you shoot I think there's 10 or 11, then
Something
you can go do
happens.
the main thing.
Gotcha.
And I think I have like 8 of them done.
Yeah, and I've heard the map is huge.
It's huge. It's not that big. I mean, once there's a boat system that will take you around the outside.
Yeah, I
of the
saw
island.
that in the trailer too.
But yeah, very cool. I recommend everyone go play it. Even if
$40
you're not $40 on Steam or PS4.
You
Even if
can't
you're not
buy
into
a hard
puzzle
copy.
games.
You can, I don't think you.
Oh,
I
is it
think
only
you,
digital right now?
I think it's only digital because I was gonna pick up a copy at Target, or at least because I'm thinking about buying a PS4. So I was thinking about maybe that they had a bundle, but I think they might have a digital bundle. But
yeah, but it's a great game. Even if you don't like puzzle games, it just I don't know. I feel like anyone can get smarter just playing this game.
yeah.
So.
All right, cool.
Great, yeah.
Good recommendation. I'm gonna definitely check it out. I think I'll either pick it up on PS or just wait for Steam because I think Jordan even played it. I know he's not on this episode, but we finally played a recent game.
Yeah,
and he's not
and
here to
he's
talk
not
about
here.
it. Anyways, I have a game that I want to talk about. So
All right.
here's my What You Doing. So I went back. I've taken a break from this game, and then I went back and started playing it, and I finished it, and that's Fallout 4.
Oh yes.
Okay, so
Let's do this.
okay, so
Talk
Fallout
about
4. So a couple things. I finished the game, and real quick, I'm gonna spoil. We're gonna talk about some spoilers here, but yeah. So
Which faction did you go with? Did you
okay,
complete the
real
game
quick. Fast forward. I'll move my hands like this when the spoiler's over, and fast forward. Give us like good 5 minutes to talk about this.
at least.
Okay, and spoiler. Okay, end of the game. I played as the end of the game. The faction that I went with the end of the story was the Institute.
Okay, same here.
Okay, the ending sucks,
Yeah.
but I went back and okay, it doesn't suck completely. The cool part about that ending, and maybe this is how I played it. So at the ending, the Institute, when you meet your father, son, whatever, that was
Your
weird.
son's name, father.
That was cool. That was actually kind of cool. I was waiting for a twist. I thought he was a robot. I was like, he's a robot.
Same here.
I was hoping they were going to do that, but
Because they
didn't.
had the kid in the thing. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
that's my son, and then he was the robot.
I thought so too. So, anyways, in this game, basically, during my game, he kept saying, "Oh, we have to destroy all the other factions to win the game. We've got to kill the Railroad. We've got to kill the Brotherhood." And I
shit.
kept going back to him, like, "No, like, there's better ways. Don't like nonviolence. Like, let's figure something." And he kept saying no. He's like, and I was like, because I thought I had beefed up my talking, I had beefed up my
Chris was at 12.
yeah,
through the whole
yeah.
entire
And I'm
game.
thinking like, there's got to be a way I can talk my way out of this. And he's like, just no. So that was kind of cool because I was trying so hard. I did all these things to try to like.
You thought that was cool?
I thought it was cool because it's just like, no, there's no choice. So I kept thinking, oh, he's a robot. Definitely wants to kill him. But the part that was cool, because I started the Brotherhood thing. I played a lot of the Brotherhood stuff. When I had to go into the base and kill everybody, like they kept all the names. So like I killed the Paladin Dance, like the guy I went out on missions with, I had to murder him.
At the airport, right?
Yeah, at the airport, at the Boston airport. So that had an impact on me. Like the characters weren't just named like, some of them are like, Brotherhood of Scribe.
Steel Initiate or something.
Yeah,
like that.
or Initiate or whatever. But some of them had like proper names, and I was like,
You're killing these main characters.
yeah, that was kind of brutal. That part was that had me because I
Eventually,
was like,
the captain comes down, kill him, take his cool trench coat.
yeah, Maxon or whatever his name
Yeah.
is. Yeah, so that had an effect because I was like, oh wow, like, but the ship dropping and it was cool, and I was like, okay, I'm hoping that this ending has more at the cutscene, and it's war.
There's not
War
even
never
a cutscene,
changes, and I'm
yeah.
like, but then I went back and I thought, because I love Fallout 3. Fallout 3's ending sucks. Like
No,
the
it doesn't.
original, yes, it does. The dad and he dies inside, and you have to type in the code. That's,
What I liked about the endings of Fallout 3 and New Vegas, not necessarily like how you end the game, but like how it wraps it up, right? So like the cutscene, I guess. It wasn't even a video cutscene in those games either, but it's
Yeah.
like based on your decision that you've made throughout this whole game, these are where everything kind of ended.
yeah,
But because of the way Fallout 4, the missions, you're destroying every single one of the other factions, so it's literally just you're head of the initiative, that's it. So there's really no other things
Additional
going on
things,
at the same time.
yeah.
That's super lame.
yeah. But I still think, this game and the same thing, the disappointments I've had with this game's ending and also with Metal Gear Solid is Metal Gear Solid 5, which was my most disappointing thing of 2015. They're both great games.
Yeah.
The moment-to-moment gameplay is fantastic, and I love Fallout. I still love it. I would recommend everybody play it. But it's not a good story. And
it's not even that. It's just the way the quests are even layered. I don't even like. A lot of it's just fetch quests. They're like, go to this building and kill this thing. Go to this building
there's
and
a lot
find
of
this
that.
thing. Go turn in this thing to this guy at this location.
The side quests are why that game is so good. And it's the world building, and it's the expansiveness of the game, and it's the characters. Like I said, Nick Valentine was great. I started hanging out with the guy, the ghoul that was from Good Neighbor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I liked him a lot.
That guy with the hat and stuff like that.
Yeah,
he was like the mayor or something, right?
Yeah, he's the mayor of Good Neighbor. So I think the characters are the reason that I like that game. I think the combat is still fantastic. I love the perk system. I love the styling of the game. It's still a great game. It's just the narrative sucks.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that they're going to expand, because obviously I assume there's going to be some kind of DLC and stuff coming out, because there always is.
Yeah.
And I'm really hoping they expand on that, and not just necessarily do like they did with Fallout 3 with the side stuff, but like what they did with Fallout 3 and added a new end game to the game.
Yeah, but they kind of fixed that, because you can keep playing.
I know, but yeah, that's true, I guess.
They're not going to do that. I think they'll do like they did with like Point Anchorage and Lookout. I think
the pit and that kind of
the
stuff.
pit and stuff. Like it'll be another place you can go on a boat and go somewhere else. They did it in Skyrim too.
Because after you do the Institute stuff, there's nothing else to do for the Institute, right? Done.
There's some side quests in there. Like there's one called The House Divided and stuff like that. There is stuff that you can do at the Institute. But yeah, it was kind of underwhelming. I think the thing is, it was just generally underwhelming. So that's the spoilers. No more spoilers. So I think for me, I would probably still recommend the game, but just it's okay.
And I'll go back to play it, and do a different faction from what I did before. But I'll take a break from it for a while.
Yeah, I want to go back and I want to mess with the settlement thing. I want to get like really deep into the settlement.
Yeah, same here.
thing.
And I want to go. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff you can do now that you know how it plays out.
Yeah, and it was good. It was like I said, it's still a great game, so I still recommend everybody play it. Okay, so now that we got through What You Doing, a couple things. I'm glad that we have some opportunity to do this before the big game, Super Bowl.